I have what seems to be a controversial opinion. China Airlines, the flag carrier of Taiwan, is one of my favorite airlines in the world. If I lived in the US and was looking to fly to Asia, I'd choose China Airlines over ANA and Japan Airlines on most routes. I'd also choose them over any Korean, mainland Chinese, or Southeast Asian airline, perhaps besides SQ. Today I'm sharing what makes the China Airlines experience so high quality, enjoyable, and perhaps so underrated. Join me on my first of 3 videos comparing airlines from the world's best city for frequent flyers, Taipei. If you've never seen my videos before, hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Dan and I'm living my dream of flying around the world reviewing airlines for the past 10 years. I've flown all major airlines, over 160 in total, and this review is entirely self-funded and has no involvement from China Airlines, just so you know. Today, I'm flying to Singapore from Seoul, South Korea after hosting an unforgettable group trip with 15 new besties, aka some of you guys. I'm so sad to leave, so booking one of my favorite airlines in business class is a good way to lighten the blow. Our first flight is operated by an ancient A330 that has seen better days, but thankfully it's only used on shorter flights. It's also going to start being retired this year, supposedly. Let's just skip over that to the next morning where I'm going to enjoy something far better, an Airbus A350 from Taipei to Singapore. My home for 2 nights will be the Novotel here at Taipei Airport as I try the best Taiwan has to offer on 3 separate flights. Needless to say, the front desk staff are confused when I tell them I'm flying to Singapore, but I'll be back tonight, so I want to keep the same room. I hop on the free metro transfer to Terminal 1 where today's adventure starts. Good morning from Taipei, where I'm about to share with you one of my favorite airline experiences that I haven't made a video about since before the pandemic. This is a highly underrated airline in my opinion that I think you need to know about, so come along to see what this amazing experience is like. I already have my boarding pass, so I don't need to stand in this check-in line today. Let's head towards security and then immigration. Over the coming 36 hours, I will be flying China Airlines, EVA Air, and Starlux to compare them back to back, which makes me so excited because getting to fly 3 amazing airlines in a row is such a treat. Now, you know what we hate? We hate lines, we hate complicated immigration, bad security. You will not find any of those here in Taipei because it is one of the most efficient airports in the world. So whatever cabin you're flying, you're pretty much guaranteed to breeze through security and immigration, which is automated. Taipei Airport might not be the most beautiful airport in the world, but efficiency is most important. That also applies to the lounge situation, which is greatly limited by overcrowding and lack of space here. All these airline lounges are lined up, which is great, so you don't need to go searching for the lounge everywhere, but not so great in that they are tiny because everything needs to be so small and efficient. When it comes to China Airlines, I'm always fascinated by how the branding on the outside of their aircraft has literally no resemblance to their interior design choices. Their lounge and cabins have luxury underground bar vibes. Now, I haven't been to a bar in I don't know how long, but if this counts, I've been today, so... Anyhow, along the walls we have rows upon rows of couches with beams of light bulbs overhead. For more privacy, the lounge features a couple of relaxation rooms, but snagging one of these isn't easy. As you get further into the lounge, the couches are replaced by tables because food. The food is the only thing that makes this lounge worth visiting, and as a foodie, you don't have to tell me twice. There is such a big variety of food for what is a relatively small lounge. There's also a noodle and soup bar where you can order lots of different tasty dishes if the buffet doesn't satisfy you. I'd say this is among the best business class food spreads in Asia, which already sets the global standard. The only thing that makes me sad is that there are no airplane views to enjoy while eating. Now, to the gate. Our gorgeous Airbus A350 has just arrived from Frankfurt, so she's enjoying some R&R in the Taiwanese heat at home before she has to go back to work and fly to Singapore la. She's beautiful on the outside, but is she rotten on the inside? Absolutely not. She's even more beautiful here. Economy is pretty standard, but I want to draw your attention to premium economy. Why? Because China Airlines has gone above and beyond by opting for a 232 layout, contrary to the standard 242 layouts most airlines have chosen for their A350 premium economy. Up between the forward doors, we have the stunning 32 business class seat cabin in a 121 layout. These are classic reverse herringbone seats with some eye-catching finishes. I'm in my favorite seat as always, in the last row, specifically 18 Alpha. Don't ask me why the rows start with 10 instead of 1. There are 3 lavatories here, although 2 seem to be shared with premium economy, meaning there is 1 lavatory per 21 passengers on the high end. I need to use the toilet actually, so let's hop on board. Quick, let's go. Just kidding, what a stupid transition, honestly. But welcome. Breathtaking cabin, huh? I've said this a million times, but I need to repeat it. A mood light at the seat can make all the difference. My first order of business is actually taking a peek at premium economy, which looks lovely. Maybe not for a 16-hour flight, but I can help you fly their business class for less than the price of their premium economy anyways with my Points Master program. As I settle into my seat, I'm offered a hot towel and a pre-departure carrot juice by the lovely crew. It's quite dark since the jetway is blocking my window at the moment, so let's do a seat tour after takeoff. Reason 864, I love Taiwan, efficiency. Japan is known for boarding wide-body aircraft in minutes, often scheduling 20 to 30 minutes to board a 300 to 400 seat aircraft. However, Taiwan should seriously be added to that efficiency list. Despite a 20-minute boarding delay, our sold-out flight is fully boarded 15 minutes after we started, still 5 minutes ahead of schedule. The magic of YouTube is the pushback can start whenever I want it to, so bam, we're pushing back. How satisfying. What a day in Taipei. Now, in my experience, Taipei has some of the tastiest catering in the world if you like authentic Chinese food. So I'm excited to show you some of these options from the menu later on. There are a few drinks that pique my interest, like the passion fruit black tea, although you might prefer something from the wine list, which also looks nice. We taxi past all types of fun aircraft on the way to the runway and finally blast off towards Singapore. What a beautiful takeoff from beautiful Taipei. If you've watched my videos before, this is going to sound familiar, but I can't believe how many times I need to keep repeating it, and that is for you guys to check out today's video sponsor, NordVPN, who will help keep you safe and protect you online in an era where that is more important than ever. When you use NordVPN, which is one of the fastest VPNs in the world, by the way, everything you do online is routed through a safe tunnel where no one else can access your information. NordVPN gets even better because they have a feature called Threat Protection Pro, which blocks phishing, protects you from malicious downloads and websites and ads, all to keep you safer online. NordVPN doesn't even know which websites you're visiting, and they keep scanning the web for your personal information to make sure you're aware if your information is being sold on the dark web so you can do something about it. Protect yourself today before it's too late at nordvpn.com/nonstopdan, or by scanning the QR code here, or by going to the link at the top of the description. There you'll get a massive saving on a 2-year plan plus 4 months for free, and NordVPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no harm in giving them a try. We have already taken off, but this is a very slow start to the video. I couldn't really record before pushback because the door was right here blocking the view, so let me show you around this absolutely breathtakingly beautiful seat. Ugh, the metallic style seat back, chef's kiss. I love the consistency between the lounge and the seat. So obviously this all comes down to personal preference, what type of cabin design you'd like and what textures and patterns. But for me, I have said this since the first time I flew China Airlines exactly 7 years ago from Taipei to San Francisco, back when I lived in San Francisco for university. That flight was just absolutely incredible to me, and I said it then, I'll say it now. This is one of, if not my favorite, cabin designs in the whole world. This seat is the type of reverse herringbone that features a lot of storage, so top scores in that department too. I take this chance as we fly along the southeast coast of China to recline in my seat. The bedding definitely isn't something to write home about on this intra-Asian flight, but I know I sleep well in this seat, especially since the footwell is decently spacious. I also know I don't have time to sleep today, but man does this look comfortable. I actually need to go to the lavatory now, so I head there and my ears instantly rate this 10 out of 10. There is calming, jazzy music playing in here. A subtle but great touch that most airlines should have to help people relax, but only in here, not in the cabin obviously. So in almost 1,000 flights, something that just happened to me has never happened before. So I guess it was about time. And of course, the one time it happened was the day I was an idiot. So everyone knows that in life in general, wearing white is impossible, especially wearing white pants or shorts is just a stupid move. Here's where I should say the crew has been absolutely amazing and so lovely. But unfortunately, one of them didn't have such a good start to her work day, which I just more felt bad for her than for me. But she happened to spill some carrot juice on my pants. She was so insanely apologetic. She came over with like 5 hot towels, and I was like, oh my god, this is my idea of a dream, 5 hot towels. I'm just joking, but she was like wiping my pants for me. I was like, no, don't worry, I'll get it off. It's just a lesson for me. Even if this has never happened before, it does happen when you fly enough. So a reminder to wear darker colored pants. Stained pants or not, the show must go on. So let's start with some packaged trail mix, which is actually really tasty. Next up, a canopy. Okay guys, what is going on? Tell me another airline that gives a canopy on a flight that is 4 hours long. You don't even get this on the world's best airlines like Singapore Airlines or Qatar Airways, but here we have a beautiful little tomato stuffed with lentils, I think. Obviously this is part of my special meal here, but wow. Yum. While I wait for my main course, I just have to focus on the lamp a little more. Is it just me, or does this feel like something straight out of Harry Potter? You must fly China Airlines, Harry. But Dumbledore, I want to fly a US carrier. No, Harry, don't be an idiot. At this point, I ask the crew if I can, quote, take a photo of the food for a little video I'm making. 2 minutes later, I'm in the galley surrounded by my new besties. They show me the chicken from the menu first, then the beef, finally the prawns. Also, we can't forget about the dessert. Not impressed? Wait until you see my meal. So I think this might be the first time in human history that the special meal option looks tastier than the regular meal options, at least outside the US, where people often order Asian vegetarian because it's much better. But this Oriental vegetarian meal looks stunning. This side dish looks like a piece of art. I'm blown away by this, and I cannot wait to dig in. Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Wow. This starter is a literal piece of art. The hot dish is centered around this outrageously delicious lion's mane mushroom, which is expensive. This meal couldn't be any tastier or more impressive for a 4-hour flight. Taipei Oriental vegetarian meals for the win. Oh my god, I ordered their passion fruit black tea special drink. 10 out of 10 recommend. It is so good. For dessert, 2 mini cakes. I'll remember this meal for a long time, but I guess I should put a disclaimer that I'm a huge fan of this type of food. I ordered my mom a vegetarian Oriental meal a few years back, and she told me she found it inedible. Oops. Okay, you guys, let's have a little China Airlines kiki with some green tea. I just have to tell you about the service because I am so impressed. I've flown China Airlines 4 times post-pandemic, and every single time, I don't know what has happened to their service since before the pandemic, because on the flights I took in 2017, 18, 19, even early 2020, I flew Taipei to Amsterdam. I felt like the service was good, but not super memorable. But whatever happened post-COVID, I am here for it because the crew on every single flight are Singapore Airlines level, if not, I mean, some of them are better. It's so polished. Everyone addresses every passenger by name. They're all smiling. They're so sweet. The purser came up and welcomed everyone. She said, "Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm here to serve you today. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. We just want your flight to be as good as possible." And I'm just like, whoa, this is amazing. And by the way, they don't know I'm a YouTuber or making a review. At least I think they don't. There hasn't been any indication of that. But they're treating everyone on board as amazingly as they're treating me. So kudos to China Airlines for having amazing staff, which also reflects on the Taiwanese people because they are just some of my favorite people in the world. I've been lugging around a box of Lindor for months, waiting to have service this good, so I finally hand that over to the crew as a thank you. When I do, the purser takes my hand, holds it, and says how grateful she is, thanking me on behalf of her crew before bowing 5 times as she walks away from me saying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." I low-key think the whole crew suspects I'm completely psycho. We spilled carrot juice on this guy and now he gives us a box of chocolates. Don't eat it. 6 people have come up to me and said thank you and bowed. Everyone knows my name. They're thank you so much for the chocolates, thank you. People I haven't even seen before on this flight have come up from economy to thank me. Then they brought me all these gifts, which was not why I gave this stuff. I didn't expect anything in return, but we got this. 2 decks of playing cards and 5 China Airlines pens. So I think I have some stuff to give away to you guys. Obviously, I've gotten lucky because you can never expect a crew to be this good on any airline, but oh boy, am I happy right now. Let's change subjects to something that can make you happy even if your crew isn't amazing: the onboard entertainment. It's decent, definitely not world class, but I still have some episodes left on Curb Your Enthusiasm Season 12, so I'm pleased they have that. The accompanying headphones are fantastic. Bose quality, although they're China Airlines branded. So we're approaching Singapore already. That went way too fast, but a 4-hour flight pretty much does not get better than that. We had menus, we had a very, very big filling meal, we had a canopy to go before that. The only difference between this and a longer flight would be slightly better bedding and an amenity kit, but even so, we have the most stunning cabin, we have incredible service, we have a huge entertainment selection, we have onboard Wi-Fi that isn't too expensive at all, especially for a flight this length. So overall, what is not to love? Now the question is, how does this compare to EVA and Starlux? Because as good as this is in the grand scheme of things, how does it compare to the competitors that share the same hub city? The meal service took way more than half the flight, which is why it seems like I haven't done anything other than eat, because I basically haven't. Our approach into Singapore is super interesting. More reclaimed land in the taking, I see. Just like that, I am in Changi. Give me 1 second to find somewhere to sit and I will summarize. Side note, transit at Changi is a dream. Okay, so as I eat my dumplings here, let's get down to business. This was a remarkable flight, truly. Singapore Airlines level at the very least. If someone said choose between Singapore Airlines and China Airlines, I would go, okay, that is a difficult question. If someone said choose between China Airlines or a Middle Eastern airline, a lot of the time I would say China Airlines. So I really hope, if you guys haven't already, that you can give them a try, because we like supporting good airlines. Obviously, I don't get any kickback from saying this. In fact, it kind of hurts me because the more demand goes up for China Airlines, the more prices go up. But I genuinely think if you guys are looking for a new airline to love and you haven't already flown them, give them a try. In terms of areas of improvement for the airline, there really aren't many. Yes, they could introduce free Wi-Fi. Yes, they could serve the meals by course. If all of their fleet was the A350, then we'd be talking. Unfortunately, they still have those rickety A330s around, but those are being replaced as we speak, or very soon as we speak. So yeah, I'm sorry to those who think I complain all the time, but I don't have anything negative to say now. So, do you want to experience China Airlines for yourself? The bad news is that the fares on them can usually be pretty high, especially if you're looking at long-haul flights. But there are quite easy ways, especially to and from Europe, to get their flights for less than $1,000 each way in business class, which is crazy considering what an amazing seat this is and how amazing the experience is all around. I teach you how to do that in my Points Master program, which I've spoken about many times. If you haven't heard me talk about it before, Basically, that is where I teach you how to go from beginner to expert when it comes to the world of using airline points. But you can start with a balance of 0. You don't need to have any experience, and I've had dozens of members book their first business class flight within a week of joining. You can do that too. But listen up, if you already have points, whether it's with a credit card or with an airline, I'm launching the Points Master Concierge, where one of my experts at points will take the headache and the time out of finding award seats to use your points for. Just submit a request for the trip you want to take and share what type of points you have, and we will get right on it. One of my Points Master experts will get back to you blazing fast, and hopefully we will be able to take those points to get your dream trip. Here's just one of many incredible testimonies we've received. So now, even if you're not a member of Points Master, you just don't have the time or knowledge to use the points you have, I will help you out with that. So check out the Points Master Concierge at the QR code right here, got a new one, or in the description below as well, and see how you can maximize your points going forward. So on that note, guys, again, don't forget to subscribe because we're so close to 1 million. I can't believe it. And I will see you all for the second Taiwanese airline, EVA Air, in 10 days. Until then, as always, fly safe.